Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's me, David Brown, with this week's Wednesday tip. And I want to talk about prosperity and economic uncertainty. And I know that might seem like a very strange topic for January 2020, as this is being recorded. My firm's busier than they've ever been. The economy's still very robust, and everything looks like kind of sunshine and rainbows. But there is always a downturn coming. The economy is cyclical, and being prepared for the next economic downturn starts now, before we get there. So what I want to do is share 3 tips that I think firms should start doing today in prosperity that will help them weather and be prosperous if there is an economic downturn. Tip number 1, diversification. I know this seems like a pretty big topic. How do I diversify my firm, and what does that mean, and what kind of research do I need to do, and funds do I need to put towards it? My tip is start small. Do a little bit, add a little bit more to maybe what you're doing and what's making you money, and start to grow that incrementally as a way to generate new business. An example might be you're creating construction documents for sure. Maybe you start just to be an outsourced document producer for a certain client as a way to win work. Interesting idea. Start it small, see if you like it, and then grow it. And if it becomes a second channel, you've got some diversification. The second tip is pretty straightforward, but I think it has some meat to it and value. Treat your clients right. Treat them well. And I think this goes into also understanding what your best client looks like. Who is your best client? Who do you enjoy working with? Who has the types of projects that you really shine, your firm really shines with? Define that now. Find out who those people are now. So in the economic downturn, your business development efforts aren't buckshot, but they're very focused. You know XYZ firm was a great client. ABC firm, very similar, could be just as good of a client, and you've got maybe a reference to share, can really start to win business. So start really defining what a good client is for your firm today. Tip number 3, save money. I know this is maybe another obvious one, but I think that there is a strategic approach to saving money that goes above and beyond. Maybe we save, I don't know, every 5% of every fee, or some kind of, trust fund that you're doing back there. I think what you should do now, while the economy is strong, is really take the time to go line by line about what you're spending. An example I'll share about DBI is that I was using a very large, well-known payroll service to payroll my employees, to do my 401k. And I found a service I enjoy much more. I find the customer service is greater, and it's an 1/8 of the cost of my previous firm I had been using for almost 8 years now. That's the first part of it. The second part is all of that savings goes into savings. I don't spend it. It doesn't go into a general fund. I take that savings of changing my payroll client and put it in the bank. And I start to develop a war chest of savings that's going to get DBI through the next economic downturn. And I would suggest maybe doing the same. There's definitely places across firms that money can be saved. So just check it out. And that's it for today's tips. 3 fairly easy tips that I would share need to start now, because you never know when the next economic downturn might happen. Have a great Wednesday.